What Obama was doing there in his last major address that he gave, at the United Nations General Assembly, he laid out this sort of forceful defense of American empire, and even went so far as to say that the U.S. will use its military might to continue to secure energy resources. In this speech, it was a pretty forceful defense of a neoliberal economic agenda. And what Bob is saying about corporations resonates on a foreign policy level as well. What is widely being considered to be the most moving part of last night was when this U.S. Army Ranger was addressed in the crowd, and who was severely wounded and had done 10 tours. Think about that for a moment. 10 tours in these war zones. This young American spent his entire adult life in these combat zones, and the issue of how veterans are treated in this country is one thing. But at the end of the day, did he benefit from these wars? Does the average American benefit from the continuation of these wars? No. Who benefits? That's the most important question we all have to ask. It's corporations.
Exactly. War
corporations, the Halliburtons of the world, the Boeings. John Kerry, yesterday it was announced, is giving these awards for corporate excellence around the world. He's giving them to Citibank, to Apache, to Boeing, to Coca-Cola. And so you have this neoliberal economic agenda, which is sort of the hidden hand in many ways of the U.S. empire. And then you have this iron fist of U.S. militarism that is being sold to the American public and increasingly to the world as national security policy. And so, when I see that Army Ranger who's wounded like that, the first thing that just occurs to me is who has benefited from all of this? When corporations control our political process in this country through a legalized form of corruption that's called campaign finance, what does that say about the state of our democracy? In a way, there already has been a coup in this country, but it's been a silent coup. And it reminds me of that famous line from the great movie The Usual Suspects. At the end of it, Kevin Spacey's character says, "The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist." In many ways, a coup has happened. And the brilliance of it is that it's not sparking major uprisings because we've been pacified and taught to just accept this is how things work. We have two parties in this country. The minimum wage is going to be the minimum wage, and corporations are in control. And these wars are fought in our name, but without our consent.
And the flip side of who benefits